What's going on YouTube? It's Adam from Beyond the Grid. Welcome back to my channel for another Lightroom tutorial. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to edit a photo using my new Brazilian Beauty collection. And we're going to be taking a photo like this and turning to something like this. But before we can get started, as usual, roll the intro.
But if you close your eyes.
So for this tutorial, we're going to be using the mobile app to create this effect. But at the end of the video, I want to show you guys the difference between a mobile preset created in the desktop version rather than one just created in the mobile app. There's one major difference, and that's camera calibration. The mobile app doesn't have that aspect, but the desktop does. And when you create a preset in the desktop, you can actually carry those settings over into the mobile app. But let's jump to this tutorial and let's show you guys how to edit this photo. Okay, so now that we're in the Lightroom app and we have our photo loaded, let's start with the basic panel, which is going to be your light panel. Let's adjust our exposure just a tiny bit. We're going to bring this up just a little bit. Let's say plus 22 looks pretty good. Our contrast, we're going to leave that where it is. Our highlights, we're going to drop this right down to minus 100. Our shadows, we're going to raise this up to, let's say, plus 53 looks pretty good. Our whites, we're going to drop this down to about right there, looks pretty good. And if you guys want a quick little trick, all you have to do is hold the screen and you can adjust it and you can actually see where the whites start coming in. So if I go all the way to the right, you can see that. And if I come down, you can start to see that. But I'm going to be eyeballing this one, so I'm going to go about minus 49, let's say. Yeah, 50, let's go there. It's easier that way. And then our blacks, we're going to do that same thing. So again, if you guys hold the screen, you can actually see where the black starts showing up. So for this one, let's go minus 34, looks pretty good there. We're gonna leave our curve panel for now, just because it's a little bit harder and I want to show you guys that in more depth. So let's come over to our color. We're gonna drop this down a little bit to, let's say, minus 11. Our tint, we're gonna raise this up just a little bit, say plus 4. Our vibrancy, we're gonna leave that, and our saturation, we're gonna leave that as well. Then we're gonna come over to our mix, and we're going to start to adjust each color by itself. So for our reds, we're going to bring up the hue just a little bit, say plus 8. Our saturation, we're going to drop that down, let's say minus 16. Our luminancy, we're going to drop that right down to, let's say, minus 42, looks pretty good. Our orange, we're going to bring that up, let's say plus 10. Our saturation down to minus 15, and our luminancy, bring that right down or minus 86. Then we're going to come over to our yellows. We're going to drop this down to about a minus 36. Our saturation, let's bring that up just a little bit. And our luminancy, let's bring that down to about minus 40, looks pretty good. Our greens, we're going to bring this right up to about a 56. Our saturation, we'll bring that up a little bit, say plus 12. And our luminancy, let's bring that down to about minus 12. Then we're going to come over to our aquas. We'll raise this up just a little bit. Saturation, let's bring that down. About minus 31 looks pretty good. And our luminancy, we'll leave that where it is. Our blues, we're going to leave most of it. We're just going to drop the saturation down to, let's say, minus 10. Our purples, we're going to raise this one up to about a plus 11. The other ones we're going to leave. And then our magentas, we're going to bring the hue up for a plus 25. Saturation to minus 20. And then we'll leave the luminancy on that. Then we're going to come over to our effects. We're going to go over to our split tone. We're going to start to adjust this. So for the highlights, let's go to a 45. Hue looks pretty good. The saturation, let's bring that up to about an 8 or 9, looks pretty good. And then our shadows, we're going to bring this over to our blues. Actually, let's leave it over to our yellows. Let's go 34, 35, and a 17. That looks pretty good right there, actually. So let's leave it at 35 and 18. Then we're going to leave most of the other ones. We're going to leave our clarity. Actually, let's bring it up just a little bit. Let's say plus 3. Our texture we're going to leave. Dehaze we'll leave. Vignetting we'll leave. grain. I don't really like grain in my photos. And then we're gonna bring up our sharpening just a little bit. Let's say about a 12. And then our masking, again, a quick little tip, guys. Hold your screen as you're doing it and then slide around. Actually, sorry, you have to slide and then hold your screen. And you can actually see what you're gonna be adjusting. So let's just leave this up just a little bit. A little bit of detail added back in there. Our noise and reduction will leave. Grain, everything we will leave. And then let's come up to our curve. So go back over to your light panel. Go to your curve. And we're going to start with the basic curve. So we're going to do about 4 dots. So we're going to raise this one up just a little bit. Then we're going to drop this guy down just a little tiny bit right there. Bring right up here, just back up a little bit. And here, just a little bit up. Then we're going to come over to our reds. And this is where it's going to get a little bit more complicated. So make sure you guys are following here. I'm going to drop there. Raise there a little bit. Raise there a little bit, and we'll raise there a tiny bit. It'll look super weird, guys, don't worry about it. We're going to adjust it a little bit. So let's go over to our greens, and again we will move this guy down a little bit. Let's say right there. Our middle, let's go right back up to the middle. Actually, yeah, looks pretty good. And then we'll bring one here, and let's bring one there, just a little bit down. Let's go over to our blues. Let's bring this one down a little bit. This one just a little bit up. This one right in the middle. And this guy right there. Yeah, that looks really pretty much good. So there's your before. And there's your after. So like I said at the beginning of this video, guys, I'm going to show you the difference between this preset that I've created in my mobile app rather than the one that I've created in my desktop. So I'm going to put them both up on the screen right now. And as you guys can see, the difference is substantial. There is a huge difference because of that camera calibration. So that's really all there is to create this look. If you guys want to pick up the free mobile preset that we created today, I'm going to leave that in the link in the description below, and you guys can pick up that one for absolutely nothing. If you guys want to pick up this one as well as the larger collection that is designed to work across an array of your photos and keep your theme consistent while you're editing down to a minimum, I'm going to leave that in the link in the description below, as well as a promo code for all my viewers. So if you guys have not hit that like button, make sure you guys do. If you guys are not a subscriber, I mean, why aren't you? Hit that subscribe button, and until next time, take care, everybody.